So as you guys know, over the past week, we have been in-depth following the launch of Season 3, looking at leaks, looking at teasers, looking at trailers, looking at some mysteries that we have been given with Season 3. Well, today, everything is coming to fruition because we have received the roadmap. So the roadmap for Season 3 is out, and that also means the blog post is out as well. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is going over everything that is coming throughout Season 3 for multiplayer, for Warzone, operators, weapons, and everything in between. So brace yourself, there is a ton of information coming. But before we get to that, I first have to tell you about today's video sponsor. If you're using the internet and you're not using a VPN, essentially you are not safe. If you click on the wrong link, go to the wrong area of the internet, someone can have your IP address, which can give them all of your information, including your address. I have done this before, and that is because I wasn't using a VPN. That is why today's video is sponsored by Atlas VPN. If you don't know what a VPN is, essentially with just the click of a button, you can protect your IP address and make it look like you are in a completely different location all around the world. Now, on top of that, with Atlas VPN, you can stop ads and malware, which is also very important. And unlike other VPNs, you can use it on unlimited devices. So if you want to use it on your computer, on your laptop, on your phone, you're able to do so. But some other cool things about VPNs is it allows you to get access to region blocked content. So say you're in America and you want to watch Friends on Netflix. However, Friends isn't available in the USA. With just the click of a button, you can change your location, and just like that, you can watch the shows that you want to. And unlike other VPNs, which are very expensive, Atlas is not. In fact, as of right now, Atlas VPN is running a spring deal where if you sign up for 3 years, you can get Atlas VPN for just $1.83 a month. Plus, they will give you 3 free months as well. And all you got to do to get that deal is simply click the link down in the description, go ahead, sign up, and just like that, you'll be protected when using the internet. So be sure to check that link down below, and thank you Atlas VPN for sponsoring the video. Okay, so here it is, the roadmap, the entire blog post, and everything that is coming throughout Season 3. Right away, when you're looking at the roadmap, what you're going to notice is much more of a focus on multiplayer maps than we saw in Season 2. A lot of gunfight maps, a couple of 2v2 maps, which we'll get to. They're interesting. There's some weird things about it. And then we have all of the weapons, battle pass stuff, which we will get to. And then your Warzone stuff is on this side, mainly focused on gameplay features. And then, of course, a couple of game modes smattered in there as well. Now, let's dive into what is actually here. So the first thing that we have is it goes into gunfight. So gunfight is exactly what we know from Modern Warfare 2019. From what I have read, it doesn't say anything about tournaments or anything like that coming back. But as you can see, we have 4 different maps here. The first one is called Alley. This one looks pretty confusing compared to the rest of them. The second one we have here is called Black Site. It is what you're seeing. It looks a little bit bigger than what we normally expect. Then, of course, we have Shipment. This is a map that everyone knows. And then finally, we have Exhibit. Now, there's also going to be adding Gunfight OSP, which is basically the same gunfight. However, this time you go and you pick up the weapons as opposed to spawning in with a random weapon every 2 rounds. Now, we also have 3 new core maps and 2 battle maps. Some of them are at launch, some of them are in season. So the first one we have here is Paleo's Lighthouse. This is somewhat a recreation of a state from the original Modern Warfare 2. It is not the exact map. There's definitely very big differences in it, but some of the areas are recreated like the main house. We also have Black Gold. This one is weird. This is a nighttime map, so you're going to be rocking night vision goggles and things like that. These didn't really go over well in Modern Warfare 2019, so we'll have to wait and see if people really enjoy it. Now, going into the battle maps, these are essentially areas on the Warzone map brought in and brought into multiplayer. So the first one we have is Rohan Oil. You should know this area from the map in Warzone. And then we have the Satik Caves, which this one is really weird to me because Satik Caves is Afghan, and Afghan isn't coming back as a 6v6 map. So that one's pretty strange to me, but those are the maps that are coming. And then in season, we have a map called Elboran Hatchery. It looks interesting. It looks pretty small based off of what we're seeing, but pretty interesting nonetheless. But that is the final map that we have, and that'll come later on the season, and it is a 6v6 map. Now, as far as the game modes that we are getting within multiplayer, we have Cranked. This one is coming at launch. This is followed up by a Face Off, which is essentially 3v3. That one is coming out in season. Then we have GW Infected, in other words, ground war infected, which is awesome. We saw that in Modern Warfare 2019, I believe, and that is making a return. Then we have ranked play. So essentially there's just new rewards for ranked play. I'm not going to go through all of these. So then we have 3 things that are coming at the mid-season update. I don't know why they've included them here, but hey, they did. First off, we have a new core map. That's the hatchery map that we talked about. As you can see, they have a really sweet shot of Alejandro here. Don't know how that's going to come in, but we are getting a Spec Ops mission and a new raid at the season reloaded. So halfway through the season, about a month from now. So then we get into Warzone 2.0, and the first thing they have here is the Resurgence of Resurgence. In other words, Resurgence is coming to Al Mazrah. It is going to be 150 players. So if you're going for a lot of kills, this is the way to do it. Plunder is coming, but it isn't coming until some point in the season. We don't know whether that's going to be at the mid-season update in a couple weeks or what. Also, new Gulag and El Mazrah. So this is actually Black Site, which is going to be one of the 2v2 gunfight maps. At least that's what it looks like to me. And that is going to be the new Gulag. So we will see that once again. However, I believe the Gulag is still going to be 1v1. Now we have new returning features to Warzone. So these are essentially features from Warzone 1 that they are now bringing into Warzone 2. First of all, El Mazrah is finally getting redeploy drones. This is a much needed thing that is coming right at the launch of the season. The second thing we have is tempered plate carriers. So this will basically be a new type of vest that will allow you to have the same amount of armor. However, instead of having to equip 3 plates to do so, you only have to equip 2. So it was a perk back in Warzone 1. Now it's something that you actually can loot. I like this change. UAV towers. So just like DMZ UAV towers, where you can go hack them and it gives you a temporary UAV, you can do this now in Warzone. Again, big thumbs up in my books. Then coming in mid-season, we have a couple of things here. First off, we have perk packages that you can actually find and loot on the map. I think that's pretty cool. Deployable buy stations. So again, from Warzone 1. And then the Gulag entry kit. Basically what this does is it allows you, if you loot it, to have another chance in the Gulag to come back and join your squad. So another try at the Gulag if you can loot one of these things. Now, DMZ is interesting. If you're a DMZ player, you're definitely going to want to hear this. First off, we have a new barter system. So basically you can bring items to a buy station and then trade them for other items. I'm guessing that this is to kind of help out with some of the in-game challenges. If you need like a gold skull or something, if you bring a completely different item, you might be able to get that gold skull, something along those lines. This next one is really cool. This is something that like makes money a little bit more worthwhile, and it's a workbench. So basically you can take contraband weapons and then go to a workbench and spend your money and be able to change your contraband weapons and then extract with them, making them better. This adds a little bit more variety to the weapons that you can actually use in game and change up what you actually play with. Another good addition. I just kind of wish you could do this more outside of the game, like in some sort of marketplace outside the game. The next thing is active duty operator slots. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but I think it's essentially just a way of saving your loadout to go into DMZ. I tried to read through it and make sense of it, and that's kind of the only way it made sense. Basically, you can have different types of soldiers already saved up, so you don't have to redo your slots every single time you go into a new DMZ raid. They're also adding a new faction, and the faction is redacted, which is kind of weird. Maybe some sort of mystery with it. There's going to be 3 tiers of missions to start out with, and then 2 more are going to be coming later on in the season. They're also adding remixed missions and contracts, as well as new bosses, and the boss seems to be holding a riot shield, which does not sound very much fun. Also, World Series of Warzone is making a return in 2023, and then Warzone Ranked is almost here. So they basically go into with this saying it's going to work a lot like multiplayer ranked. However, there's still going to be a top 250, things like that. It's going to be trios. They do say that, and that's really it. That's all we really know. So that'll be coming probably mid-season. So then we move into our operators, weapons, things like that. So first off, we have Vargas coming back, followed up by Valeria. We're not going to go too far in depth with that one. They do say that there are more operators coming during season 3. I'm guessing that this is going to be Alex, but we should also be getting another operator that is a licensed operator, which we don't know what that is yet. Now, moving into the new weapons, we have the new sniper rifle called the FJX Imperium. This is essentially the intervention from Modern Warfare 2. We have the Cronin Squall. This is a battle rifle, I believe. It's a pretty interesting looking one, but it's a bullpup semi-automatic. That's what we know about it. And then we have additional armaments coming in season, which based off of the image in the battle pass looks like a Tech 9 pistol, handgun, that kind of thing. We've seen it many times before. Now this next part is interesting. There's a trophy hunt event that is kicking off in season 3. So basically the way that this works is when you kill someone in any game mode, they will drop some sort of trophy. Now these trophies can be earned via doing different things in game, but when you drop them, you can steal them off of other dead bodies, and then you can spend them on things like tier skips, weapon blueprints, vehicle skins, things like that. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. We'll have to wait to see in game. And then in the mid-season update, they're going to add another camo challenge, just like they did with the Path of Ronin. Then we have the question that we were asking yesterday: what is Black Cell? Turns out we were somewhat right. It has to do with Shadow Company, and it is a part of the Battle Pass. Now you can get the normal Battle Pass, or you can buy this one for $30. And what it gives you is access to the full Season 3 Battle Pass and 20 tier skips. So in other words, like buying the $20 bundle of the Battle Pass to begin with. An additional 1,100 COD points, up to 1,400 COD points awarded throughout the Battle Pass, which is normal, a Black Cell operator and camo skin, a pro-tuned weapon blueprint, an exclusive Black Cell sector in the Battle Pass, which we talked about yesterday. So basically, this is an augmentation that you have to pay more money for within the Battle Pass. And when we make the Battle Pass video come Season 3, we'll talk a little bit more about this because we'll get a better idea of what it actually looks like. Now, of course, on top of this, since it's a new season, we are getting new prestiges and challenges. This is what the prestige icons are going to look like. And then our patch notes will be available next week. So I'm curious what you guys think about this one. Is it a good season? Is it a bad season? Did they add enough? Are the changes they're making the right things? One thing that we didn't see really any of so far, we haven't seen the patch notes, is a TTK change within Warzone. Haven't seen anything about that. There's definitely more maps within Modern Warfare 2, and it's weird what they're doing with the Battle Pass with Black Cell. So we're gonna have to wait to see with all of that once the update actually comes out. But this was everything in the roadmap. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making